Greetings, everyone. How are you today? This is going to be a webinar that we're going to be discussing with you, and it's going to be on automation. This could be a little bit different than the ones that I've done in the past. We are going to be using a PowerPoint deck, and we're actually going to be doing some live demonstrations and showing you some live screens on how these automation tools can be beneficial to you. So if you want to take a few minutes, go grab a cup of coffee, we'll come back and we'll start this presentation. All right, everyone, thank you for joining us today. This particular presentation is on automation and how it's going to help your small business. What is a small business? A small business can be someone who has a small multi-level marketing platform that they do from their home. It can be someone who has, 20 or 30,000 in gross revenues. It can be a business that is $500,000. You're still considered a small business. Automation is something that you're going to find beneficial, especially as we go forward using technology. And this is why we're going to talk about this today. But before we get started, we do have a little bit of housekeeping that we need to approach and discuss. And that is going to be starting with all participants being muted. So first of all, the reason we're doing this is we really would like to get through this particular webinar within the hour that we've allotted and still have time for questions at the end. We are going to be recording this webinar, and we will be sending it out to all participants so that everyone can enjoy it maybe at a later time. We also have a question and answer box and a chat box that is available for you to use. And we do have a gentleman, his name is Stephen, who will be participating with us and will be able to answer any of your questions that you have with respect to automation. And lastly, you're here to enjoy this webinar. This is not a sales pitch. This is information that we're bringing to you that you can take away and perhaps utilize in your business to make you more profitable, to make you easily allow you to absorb this new technology that's coming. So we actually do have an agenda. You've spent a few minutes with me talking about an introduction about what's going on, and then we're going to start talking about me, one of my favorite topics. We're going to take a few minutes. We're going to talk about automation and how it can benefit you and a small business in generally. And then we're going to talk about some of the tools that are available. One of them is Receipt Bank, and the other one is HubDoc. We're going to take a few minutes to summarize everything, and then we're going to leave a few minutes at the end to answer any questions, if there are any questions that are to be had. What I want to do is take a few minutes and introduce myself. My name is Tammatha Denyes, and I am the owner and CEO of TD Accounting Services. We're located physically in Sterling, Ontario, but we virtually service our customers across Canada and internationally. I am a certified professional bookkeeper, and that means I have been certified by the Institute of Professional Bookkeepers of Canada, which I am also on the board of directors. I believe in their mission, and I fully support it. I'm on the Trainer Writer Network with Intuit Canada, and I find this to be very formative, and it allows me to do webinars like this and be able to speak with other people to help them understand technology and how it's going to help them in their businesses. One of the things that we have been recognized for this year, and I'm actually rather proud of, is the Top 100 Pro Advisors of 2018 for North America. It's one of our accomplishments for 2018 that we're quite proud of. But last but not least, we have been recognized this year as a 2018 runner-up for the Intuit Global Firm of the Future Award. Now, enough about me. Automation. How does it benefit a small business? Simple tools help reduce or eliminate wasted labor costs that are associated with manual data entry. So typically, saving employees or employers 1 or 2 hours of time per week, easily. Automation improves your back end. You can focus on cultivating what has always made your small business unique. Things like production, face-to-face customer service, product development. Whatever it is that made you important to your customers, you can still focus on, because automation is not going to take you away and force you to work in your back office. It automates repeated tasks for you. Repeating the same work over and over and over again is tiresome. It's boring as heck. It's boring. It consumes your time, and it keeps you or your employees from doing the more productive initiatives that actually furthers your business. Automating these repetitive tasks is the most sought after aspect of automation. Whether you're filling out a form, sending scheduled emails, booking appointments, it probably can be done faster by using automation and a computer. It also reduces human error, and it can identify employees' production. Automation is fantastic for this. By using automation, it can reduce human error, and it really does identify productivity. It tracks for you. It allows you to tally your employees' hours that they've worked, and it allows you to see where you have inefficiencies inside of your system. This is where automation can be very, very useful. We're not going to be talking about that with the tools that we're going to discuss today, but this is what automation can do for you. It can measure metrics and manage your data. We will touch on this a little bit more when we talk about ReceiptBank and HubDoc, but it also saves you time and money. So let's look at this from a different perspective. Money can be saved and it can be earned, and by making fewer mistakes, you're actually saving money. You're actually winning more business. Technology has allowed us to focus more on making money and servicing our customers, and not on the back office, which is time consuming, and I hate to say it, doesn't make us cash. Small business owners are spending a lot of time doing a lot of this work themselves. And this is where automation can be so beneficial and so helpful. It allows you to make better use of your time as an entrepreneur. You can spend more of your time creating and finding those exciting opportunities to help you grow your business and establish lasting partnerships within your industry, instead of doing labor-intensive data entry, marketing initiatives, things that can be taken over by automation, and making your life easier so that you can spend your time making money. It also allows you to collaborate with other businesses. Now, this is the joy of automation. 66% of businesses are already using some form of automation within their business. And overwhelmingly positive attitudes do suggest that small businesses will continue to adopt automation in the years coming ahead. So if you're not on that particular train, you may possibly get left behind, and nobody wants that. Scaling your business. So small business owners have, if they're a one-man shop or a two-man shop, small business owners can hit a wall if they get a sudden rise in orders. So let's use this as an example. You're out and you are a product-based business and you make widgets. So you've made these widgets, you're very good at making these widgets, and I don't know, maybe you have pink widgets and blue widgets and orange widgets. All of a sudden, you get a run on these orange widgets. There's only you and your employee. If you don't have the resources available to automate some of your tasks, you're going to hit your ceiling on how many widgets you can create. So what happens there? This can lead to poor customer service. You can have delays in delivery. And because of this, you potentially could lose customers. You could damage your company's reputation. Automation is a tool that, as a small business owner, you can use to help you get through situations like this. Automation is fantastic. I absolutely love it. The tools that you can use. So let's talk about Receipt Bank for a minute. There's two tools that I mentioned in the agenda. One of them is Receipt Bank. And what is Receipt Bank? Receipt Bank is an application that you can access either through the internet or using your phone, your cell phone. You can download an app either on the Android or the iOS technology, and you use it to snap pictures. So how does this work? By using OCR technology, OCR stands for optical character recognition, it allows you or enables you to convert different types of documents into editable and searchable data. Like, that's it in a nutshell. So as I say to anyone, if you can hold a phone and you can snap a picture of your dog, your child, your grandchild, or your spouse, you can use OCR technology. You can use Receipt Bank. It's as simple as taking a picture. And once you take that picture, you now have a digital copy of a document that is acceptable by Revenue Canada. The first thing that's going to happen is you are not going to lose that document. So how many times have you sat in front of your tax preparer, you've sat in front of your bookkeeper, or maybe your accountant, and they've asked you for a specific document, and you go, don't know where it is, or I lost it, or I can't find it, or come up with a myriad of excuses. You don't have said document. What happens? Well, unfortunately, if you were being reviewed by Revenue Canada, they might not allow you to claim that particular expense because you cannot prove that you actually incurred that expense because you didn't have a receipt. Now, you can put it through, and if you don't get reviewed by Revenue Canada, you could possibly get away with it. But if it just so happens that you happen to be the lucky recipient of this year's review, and they look for that receipt, you may not be able to claim that expense without a copy. Now, in this case, when it comes to Receipt Bank, digital copies, like I said, are acceptable. And with Receipt Bank, it's fantastic because you snap a picture and it immediately goes from your phone to the power of the internet right into a website. What happens at that point? Well, there's a number of different things, and I'm going to show you what's going to happen. But right now, I want to show you one of my most favorite reasons why I like Receipt Bank, and that is the reporting. So when it comes to Receipt Bank or HubDoc, any of these tools, to be honest with you, they integrate with applications, financial management applications. So I happen to use, QuickBooks Online, and it is the financial management system that we prefer to utilize for our customers. It's user-friendly, it's easy to manage, and in all honesty, it's simple to teach. Now, that being said, some businesses don't need to use a financial management system. They're too small. They use Excel, or they don't use anything at all, to be honest with you, which isn't the right answer. But using Receipt Bank will allow you to, at the very, very least, capture your receipts for tax preparation purposes at the end of the year. So let me show you what I mean. And I'm going to take this off of screen sharing for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I am going to show you, sorry, bear with me here. I am going to show you, sorry, I'm going to share again. There we go. This is Receipt Bank. So Receipt Bank is a powerful, powerful tool. I am going to show you my personal back office, which I have zero problems in showing you because luckily I don't have a lot of receipts. Oh, I have some receipts. So these are receipts that I've already scanned into Receipt Bank. And these happen to be, this particular account happens to be attached to a QuickBooks Online file. So I could publish these right into my accounting system. I'm not going to do that right now because I want to show you the reporting function that Receipt Bank does that no other company does as well. So if I wanted to run an expense report to see exactly what I spend in, I don't know, automotive, all I would need to do is click off all of the receipts in question, because of course, in theory, I haven't attached this to my accounting, and I could run an expense report. And I could run it for myself because this is my account, this is my expense report, and it's going to tell me what my report total is, what period of time it's for, what my taxes are. It's a fantastic tool. Now, that's not all I can do with it, with the reporting functionality. But when it comes to someone who doesn't have a financial management system or an accounting program, use whatever words you want to use, this will allow you to be able to report to your tax preparer how much you spent on gas, how much you spent on office supplies, how much you spent on rent, how much you spent on different expenses to run your business. And this is going to save time, it's going to save energy, and it's going to save you money as a business owner so that you're not spending time on someone doing the data entry for you. This is the power of it. So I'm going to take this off of screen sharing, and I am going to show you how easy it is to use this program. So this is my phone, and I happen to have an iPhone. And I have, sorry, bear with me here, a husband that's trying to reach me via text. So this is the Receipt Bank app. And by clicking on the app, it opens it up to Receipt Bank. And I have a glare on my screen. There we go. Close enough. You'll see that little orange button. That little orange button will allow me to take a picture. So I have some receipts here. And I happen to have one from Fabricland. No, this isn't a business receipt, just so you know. And I'm going to do a simple little push of a button, which is going to open up my window. And I'm going to take a picture of this particular receipt. Simple as that. And oh, look, there it is right there. So what do I do at this stage? It's very simple. I'm going to take this receipt and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to throw it in the garbage. It's as simple as that. And then I'm going to hit this button, and you can just barely see it where it says processing, and it's going to send it into Receipt Bank for me. And what will that do? Well, if I go back to screen sharing just for a moment, I'm going to show you what is going to happen right now, and you're going to see, there we are. That is that particular receipt that I just threw over my shoulder. Now I can go in and I can actually look at the receipt, and you're going to see that it's Fabricland. And the power of OCR technology, this is the best part. It's going to read that that was Fabricland, how much it was that I paid for different items. It's going to extract the tax for me, and it's going to give me my total. And I didn't do one piece of data entry. Now, if you're like any other business that I'm aware of, nobody wants to spend money on data entry. And this is where Receipt Bank is absolutely phenomenal for. I don't have to do any data entry. So we're going to close this, and I'm actually going to remove this from processing only because it is a personal receipt. But what I'm going to do is I am going to come in here, and I'm going to delete this transaction because I really don't want this in my accounting. But I am going to show you this particular receipt right here for Telezon. Telezon is my telephone company. This particular receipt was emailed. So here's another way of getting your information into Receipt Bank. You have the ability that if you have invoices or expenses emailed to you, all you need to do is forward it to Receipt Bank, and it will be read and the data, as you can see, extracted for you. Not one of these cells did I enter information into. It read that it was an invoice. It pulled the invoice number for me. It pulled the dates. It pulled the supplier, how much was spent, the fact that there was HST on it. Now, in the case of the category, I told it that this was a utility. Some things you actually have to tell it. In this case, I told it was a utility because it is my phone bill, right? And if you happen to have either QuickBooks Online, which is, like I said, my accounting platform of choice, or Xero, or even Sage Accounting attached to Receipt Bank, you can actually process that payment right into your accounting program. Simply done. Choose the type of payment. Was it paid? Yes or no? In this case, it was. You just don't realize it. I know my own accounting. And this was paid by my credit card, which is right here. And I'm going to publish this like this. And now that's going to go right into my accounting system. Best part of it all is that particular receipt is going to be attached in my accounting system. So when the time comes and I am going to be reviewed by Revenue Canada, I can pull up that particular expense and there's the receipt. I don't have to worry about the fact that I threw it over my shoulder or it faded because it was a thermal receipt. Or you've seen those receipts. They're 2-3 years old from your gas station and they're clear. There's nothing there. I now have a digital copy and it's attached to my accounting. If I didn't have it attached to my accounting, at least I have it in Receipt Bank so that when Revenue Canada comes knocking on my door, I have a copy and they can't disallow that particular expense. Power of OCR technology. It is fantastic. Now, that's Receipt Bank. We have another tool and it is called HubDoc. So let's show you HubDoc and how this can be a powerful tool. Also, oh, I forgot to show you the newest thing with Receipt Bank, and I should show you this because this is new and I really like it. When it comes to fetching, HubDoc used to be known for two things. It was the automatic filing cabinet, the virtual filing cabinet, and the fetching abilities that HubDoc had. Well, Receipt Bank is doing it too. Now, the difference between HubDoc and Receipt Bank is that HubDoc fetches bank statements. Receipt Bank isn't quite there yet, but it is fetching expenses. So let me show you that because this is getting exciting. More and more, I'm finding that Receipt Bank is catching up to what HubDoc is doing, and this is going to make this an extremely powerful tool for a fantastic price. Let's show you how this works now. So if I wanted to add an item, I can come in here and I can drag and drop a receipt. I can send it over by email with an email address that's already been set up by the program for me. I can, and there's the email, I can send it by post. I can actually import it in from PayPal. So if I have a PayPal account set up and I do a lot of processing through PayPal, I can have that information automatically upload right from PayPal for me. I can have it import from Dropbox. This is amazing if you're a Dropbox user, but here's my favorite part of Receipt Bank right now. This is a fairly new addition to the company, and I have fallen in love with it. So I started to test this myself. One of the expenses that HubDoc, I mean, you got to remember these are two different applications and there's pros and cons to both. But one of the expenses that HubDoc cannot pull is Hydro One. I don't know why. It is what it is. But Receipt Bank can pull it. They can go in, they can go right into that particular expense, into the website, extract that information, quote unquote, fetch that expense, and it gets pulled into your Receipt Bank. And you didn't have to put it there. They did it themselves. It went and fetched it. So let me show you. If I go into my suppliers and I look at my Union Gas, for example, I can come in here and I can filter and look for my Union Gas. here are the total items that are for my union gas that are in my system right now. And in here, I can see that I have 28 items and 28 of them are archived. Thank you. I'm okay with that. But here they are. Look at this. These were fetched. These were fetched. I didn't have to add them. I didn't have to go find them. I didn't have to worry about them not being there. It did it for me. That, my friends, is the power of automation. No fuss, no muss, no worry. It's done for you. And that saves time and time again. This is the power of automation for me. But I'm not done yet. This is specifically for Receipt Bank. There is another tool that we have, and it's called HubDoc. And it also is known, like I said, for fetching and OCR technology. So let's spend a little bit of time looking at that in my PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to pull that up for you, and then we're going to go back to sharing the screen for a minute here. There we go. So again, there's the reports that we have for Receipt Bank, but this is HubDoc. HubDoc is known for three major things. It is your virtual filing cabinet. Now, I am going to, again, show you what HubDoc looks like, and I'm going to show you my own account, which I had zero problems with doing. The other thing that Receipt Bank is known for is not only bank fetching, but OCR technology for receipts, which is the same thing that Receipt Bank is known for. One other thing I like about HubDoc that, and again, pros and cons to both products, is the cloud integrations that HubDoc brings to the table. So we happen to use something called a Fujitsu ScanSnap. And as a professional, we can very easily receive a shoebox, an absolute shoebox of information. So much information, unfortunately, that it can take hours to process. By using Receipt Bank and or HubDoc, and our ScanSnap, we can process 50 receipts a minute. That is an unbelievable number. And we can load all of those receipts into HubDoc individually, and it will file them virtually for us. So let me show you how that works. So lots of back and forth. I'm really sorry, guys, but sometimes I have to show you why I'm so excited by these products. So let's go in again. I want to go to my screen, and I'm going to pull up HubDoc. And sorry, I'm going to sign in, and I'm going to go directly to my account because I have clients there and I don't want you to see their names. Just, you know, a little bit of respect on their part. So here we go. This is my HubDoc account, and I fetch and I upload documents. So the bills and statements here is the items that are fetched by HubDoc. I can set these up to automatically post to my accounting system. And what accounting systems does HubDoc connect with? It connects with Xero, but it also connects with QuickBooks Online. And this is why I love this product. Again, it's the application of choice for me and my customers, but I can set up each and every one of these bills and or statements to automatically post to QuickBooks Online. So if I were to, for example, go into my 407 ETR, and as you can see, it's pulled them here, this can automatically post right into my QuickBooks Online. And as you can see, it's already been published. So what I've done is I've set it up to automatically do it for me. I didn't have to go in here. I didn't have to hit a button. I didn't have to hit publish. It did it for me. The power of automation. It saves hours and hours of time. How much time is saved specifically? I didn't have to do data entry. I didn't have to open the bill. I didn't have to wait for the mail to come. I didn't have to enter the information. I didn't have to go and file the document. This document is attached to my accounting records. The power of OCR technology, the power of saving time. My time is now used to further talk to customers. My time is now being used to speak to you in webinars like this. My time is being better utilized in servicing what it is my customers need to understand, to know, and to help them grow their businesses. And that is what it's all about. That is why automation is the changer. This is the game changer in our industry. So this is just one. These are items that are fetched. I can go in and I can fetch my bank statements. Now, I'm sorry, I don't have to wait for Canada Post to have a strike and wait for my stuff to come in. What if my internet was down? I don't have to worry about this anymore. HubDoc will fetch this information for me, and it pulls it into my HubDoc account. I can print it off. So let's take a look here at BMO MasterCard. Now, it just so happens this particular account is defunct, but take a look at this. This was imported into my system. Again, it was fetched for me. If I wanted to print this off, I could easily come over here, download it. I could create a PDF and I could print it. Simple as that. Or what if my accountant said to me, I want to see your first and last month's statement of the year. I want to see all of the financial records that you have for your credit cards. And we all know accountants do that because they want to make sure that we're not misrepresenting our expenses, quote unquote. I can go in and I can take all of these in a PDF copy and I can email it to my accountant. Simple as that. Again, I know I'm saying simple, but once you get used to using the program, it is a phenomenal tool that saves you time, money, energy, and oh my God, hours and hours of work. So think of it this way. If you had to pay an employee, we'll say $15 an hour, how much money do you think you saved by utilizing a tool like this that costs $25 a month versus $15 an hour? Let's look at it from a different perspective. You are, let me see, you are a mechanic. Mechanic charges $80 an hour to do all of the wonderful work that they do on my car, because trust me, I love you and I need a mechanic. And I need an oil change done. An average oil change for me is somewhere around the lines of, I don't know, maybe $80. And here's the thing. They go in and they have a man do the work. And it's labor intensive, but they get all of that work done. But what can they automate? What can they automate? Maybe that's not the greatest example. What could I use as an example here? I know, this is good. Why don't we use someone who works as a cash. You can have your information imported from your cash register directly into your accounting system. There was no data entry by someone who you've paid to sit there and do it. You handwrite all of those receipts, or you have a cash register that has the tape. Someone has to sit and someone has to manually enter that information. So instead of doing that using automation and OCR technology and using tools like this, you can have that information automatically added to your accounting system. How much time and money do you think that saves you? This is why automation is changing the world as we see it for business owners. But again, this is not all that HubDoc is. Not only does it fetch information, but it also has the OCR technology. And that's where you see this sub-file, I call it, of uploads. I can go in here and I can do the same thing that I did with Receipt Bank. And that is using my phone as a tool. So like I said, can you take pictures of your cat? Can you take pictures of your grandchildren? Can you take pictures of your spouse? Then you can use your phone to take pictures of your receipts so that you have a digital copy that never fades, never gets destroyed, never gets thrown out, and you never lose it, right? So again, pretty simple, and it's easy to do. Quick demonstration, going into my iOS phone, closing Receipt Bank, and this time looking for the application that looks like this, which is downloadable on both iOS phones and Android, clicking on it, Now, here's the fun part. This is the fun part if my email was added here. So hang on here. I'm going to insert my password for HubDoc. There we go. And log in. Yay. Sorry, should have been ready for this. So here is my HubDoc, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, and you're going to watch it in real time, me taking a picture of this Dollar Tree receipt. Again, personal receipt. We're going to delete this because it's nothing to do with my accounting records. I'm going to take a picture of this receipt, and you're going to watch it in real time go into HubDoc, okay? You can also watch it on your phone, but I want you to see it on my screen. Because again, this is the power of automation. So I am on a tab called All right now. And if you would be so kind as to just watch my screen for a moment, I am going to take a picture of this Dollar Tree receipt. And I am going to process that receipt using my phone. All of a sudden, out of the blue, there it is. That is the receipt that I just had in my hand. Yes, I bought glitter, and yes, I bought gift bags. It's for Christmas. But this is how fast this works. And now what do? This is the best part. This is the absolute best part of using OCR technology and using automation. I take that same said receipt that has glitter and gift bags on it, and I crumple it up, and I throw it in garbage. Sweet. Done. I processed it. I've got a digital copy. Revenue Canada is going to love me now because I didn't lose it. And God forbid, if that actually was a receipt that I could use as an expense, they can never not allow it because I have the copy. So for the short term here, I am actually going to delete that before that gets processed because I don't want anybody using that as an expense. There we go. That, my friend, is HubDoc. And I love it. So now, back to our PowerPoint presentation. And I'm going to pull that up and give me a minute. So now you know what it is that HubDoc can do. It's your virtual filing cabinet. It can fetch for banking, it can fetch for your receipts, but it also has the ability of using OCR technology for snapping pictures. Cloud integrations. You can have your scanner set up to automatically either flow right into your HubDoc, it can flow right into Dropbox as an example, or you can use it for other integrations that you might find useful for you and your professionals to use. It is a very good tool to use. It eliminates your data entry. You will have to do some what I call programming with both HubDoc and Receipt Bank, but once you do it once, it learns from what it was you entered the last time, and that's what I love about it. You can drag and drop with Receipt Bank. You can drag and drop with HubDoc. Just drag and drop your receipts if you want to scan them or have someone else scan them for you. You can use email with HubDoc too. Remember I showed you that with Receipt Bank? You can do it with HubDoc. Set it up so that every time you have an email go in to your email box and it's for a specific supplier, you can set up a filter so that it automatically goes to HubDoc for you. You didn't have to hit the forward button. The power of automation. Swear to God, it saves you a ton of time. This is the screen that you recognize. This happens to be one of our demo accounts. And this is set up so that it shows you what the receipt looks like if you were to look at it, but it also gives you a list of the documents. It has all of the documents, what's in processing right now, what needs to be reviewed, what's failed, and usually it's because it's a date that's failed, it didn't read the date properly, and what's been archived. And what is archived? These are processed or receipts that you're not going to use and you're just keeping them on file. Now, I just want to quickly summarize because we are coming close to where I said I was going to leave some time for questions and answers. What is Receipt Bank? Receipt Bank is an OCR technologically advanced tool. You will never lose a receipt again as long as you use the picture capabilities on your phone. It reduced costs for you because you are not spending time on data entry. You are not spending time on filing documents. You are not spending money on professionals to have to sit and analyze, review, and calculate all of those little pieces of paper that are sitting in your shoebox. By the way, they stink too. It also increases your capabilities and your capacity to further your business. You are not spending money on data entry and what I call mundane tasks. You are spending money on increasing your sales. You're spending money or investing money on things that are going to make money for your business. So let's look at this. $25 for Receipt Bank, possibly, or $15 an hour for someone to do the data entry for you. $25 a month, maybe even $50 a month if you have a lot of receipts, or $15 an hour for 3 hours a day or 2 hours a day times 5 days a week. The difference is absolutely amazing when you sit down and look at the money that you're saving. HubDoc, same thing. You're never going to lose a receipt again. You are going to reduce your costs. Your margins are going to be so much better when it comes to your expenses, but this is also your filing cabinet. So one of the things that we're really proud of is that we consider ourselves a very forward-thinking bookkeeping firm because we do not have a filing cabinet in our office. Everything is digitized. You can be the same way. Easily pulled up on your phone, easily pulled up on your computer, easily found, located by using tabs, by using tags, and then you can forward that information to your accountant in a digital format. No paper, saving more money. But the one thing that HubDoc does best right now, better than Receipt Bank, is the ability to fetch bank statements. Now, Receipt Bank, I know, has this on their radar, and it's coming. They've promised it's coming. I just can't give you a date. But once they actually do, you now have two tools that are very, very similar. And it comes down to what tool you wish to use and which better services you and your business. So, my friends, that is our webinar today. And I hope you have found it to be useful. I hope you have found it to be beneficial. And I'm now looking to see if there's any questions. And I'm actually 2 minutes early, so I kind of think that's pretty darn good. Do I have any questions from anybody right now? Looking in my chat. No? Hi, Dan. How are you? Hi, everybody. All right. It looks like we have no questions right now, so I am going to call this webinar done for today. I really appreciate you guys coming here and learning more about automating these automation tools, again, specifically Receipt Bank and HubDoc, and how it can better be utilized to help you in your business and make it a financially viable solution versus hiring people to do these tasks for you. So again, it really does come down to saving money on the expense side so that your profit margins are larger, which of course is always my biggest thing. Creating profitability in our communities, one business at a time. So thank you so much for stopping in. You guys will be receiving this recording, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic evening. Bye now.